Your room's too quiet, but you're not alone. Welcome to Mystery Files, where the dark breathes your name. Step inside, or it'll pull you through. Three days after her daughter was buried, Karen began receiving phone calls. It was her daughter's voice, crying, whispering, screaming. "I'm cold. I'm under the ground. I'm not dead." Police investigated the calls. The line was traced to nowhere. No one was on the other end, no number. But Karen wasn't the only one. Her husband heard the voice too. So did a neighbor. Eventually, the calls stopped, but Karen never slept again. She dug up her daughter's coffin. It was untouched. But the phone calls still play in her head. And some nights, she swears she hears the ringtone again. 9 hikers set out into the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia in 1959. They were young, experienced, and prepared for the brutal cold. But what searchers found weeks later would shock the world. Their tent had been slashed open from the inside. Their bodies were scattered across the snow, some nearly naked, barefoot, as if they ran for their lives. But it gets worse. One hiker had a fractured skull. Another was missing her tongue and eyes. Others had crushed ribs, with force like a car crash, but no external wounds. Radiation was detected on their clothes. Some bodies were oddly tanned, and one had clenched fists, filled with her own hair. The Soviet government closed the case quickly, calling it an unknown compelling force. But theories have spiraled ever since. Military experiments, secret weapons, aliens, or something ancient waiting in the mountains. To this day, no one agrees on what killed those 9 hikers, but one thing is certain. Whatever it was, it made them flee their tent into the deathly cold and die in sheer terror. In the frozen wilderness of northern Canada, near the icy waters of Angikuni Lake, there was once a quiet Inuit village. Fishermen, hunters, families. Then one bitterly cold evening in 1930, they disappeared. All of them. Every man, woman, and child, gone. A trapper named Joe LaBelle arrived to visit, but instead found silence. Campfires were still burning. Dinner sat untouched on the tables. Dogs were found dead from starvation, tied up, left behind. And most chilling of all, the village cemetery had been dug up. Graves were open, empty. There were no signs of violence, no blood, no footprints in the snow, not even signs of a storm. Just a perfectly preserved village, missing its people. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police launched an investigation, but found nothing. The case went cold. Some say it was mass migration. Others blame supernatural forces. But no one has ever found the villagers or any trace of where they went. It's like the entire community was erased from existence. In December 1872, a merchant ship named Mary Celeste was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean. Her sails were up, her cargo was intact. There were no signs of a fight, no blood, no panic. But the entire crew had vanished. The lifeboat was gone. But the ship wasn't damaged. It was seaworthy. The captain's log ended abruptly, mid-thought. Dinner was still laid out, personal belongings untouched. The ship had been at sea for weeks, yet everything was clean, tidy, still in order. Like the crew had just stepped out for a moment and never came back. Some said it was pirates, but nothing was stolen. Others claimed mutiny, but why leave the ship in perfect shape? Storms? Not likely. There were no reports. The most chilling theory? They saw something in the sea, something that made them abandon ship in fear. But no one knows for sure. Mary Celeste was brought to port, but her crew was never found. No distress signals, no bodies, just a ship, haunted by the question, what could make a crew walk off into open ocean and never return?